Okay, we're going through the Kaplan GED Prep Plus book, going through one of the practice tests as sort of what areas do we want to cover. If you are taking that test on the 2020-21 test, we're on question 14 of page 597. That question looks intimidating. And I'm looking at the clock, and I'm going to tell you, this is one of those questions you can do. I guarantee it. It'll be 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, we'll be able to handle these questions. So I'm going to stop yapping, and we're going to go look at something real quick. We go here. Look at these problems. This is what the problem that we're dealing with looks like. This just looks like somebody knocked over the box of Cheerios or alphabets, and there's just letters and garbage all over the floor. This stuff looks crazy. Remember I said in 10 minutes you'll be doing this problems, I promise. So we're going to go to this sheet. I'm using these mathaids.com. The website is up there. I want to give them credit because they make great worksheets for free, but they also have a paid version. So these are called polynomials. Polynomials looks like one of those crazy math words. Poly just means a lot. Oops, there it is. Poly means a lot, and no means names. So whenever we hear a term or whatever, if you're to deal with this stuff, it just means a bunch of different last names. So I'm gonna zoom in on question 1 over here. Now, there's a word, let me see if it says it on the book. Yep, simplify does not mean solve. So when they say simplify each expression, there's no equal sign here. So we're never going to find out what D equals. Simplify just means organize. So our 2 hints, lots of names, and we got to organize them. So of these 4 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 4 things there. We got to organize them. And this, although it looks like there's tons of math in here, we can do this. So this is the first thing we do. We look for the family last names. This is the D2 family. This is the D5 family. This is the D5 family. And this is the just a number family. Since this is a plus right here, that makes this extra easy. There's one curveball in this, but right now we're doing only the pluses. What we need to do to simplify this is get all the families together. So we're going to take the plus 8d5, or 8 times d to the 5th, and we're going to put it underneath where the other d5 family is.
2d5.
Okay, and cross that out, and then we look, that's d to the 2nd, and that's just a number. That's it. Now what we have to do, I'm going to try to draw a nice clean line because I'm sloppy as all whatever. 6d2, that's 6 members from the d2 family are going to get seated at the wedding reception, whatever they got at their table. We got all the d5 together. Now we got to seat them. So all we do is the math. -3 plus 8. That's these 2 numbers right here. -3 plus 8. We'd want to use our calculator. We work that out to 5 plus 5. 5 members of the positive, or the D5, D to the 5th power family, and then the -4 comes in. We're done. That's all we have to do. Now, the most proper form would be that the most complicated or numbers would go first. So if the answer was looking slightly different and was like this, because d to the 5th is more complicated than d to the 2nd, that would be the perfect way to write it. But this is still right. So that's all we do is get the families together, do the little bit of math, And that's simplifying each expression. So I'm going to go slide on down to the answer sheet. If you use mathaids.com, there it is. Oops. 5d to the second. Oh, wait, yeah. Did I switch my terms? D to the fifth. Oh, they have a typo. We just found a typo. Okay, we're right. They're wrong. Love finding a typo in an answer sheet. 5d to the fifth, that should be the fifth, plus 6d to the fifth, the second, it should be the fifth, minus 4. So, all right, math aides, I hope you're watching. You got a typo there. Next one. Actually, I remember when we were doing this in class, there are some typos in this one section for some reason. But that's all we do. So I'm going to go to another one with a plus. Look at number 2. Again, we are 6 minutes into this. This looks insane. But all we do is bring the families together. So we're looking for the just a number family. You know, we got to get this thing going. And here they are. Here are these 2 kids running around outside. So we hustle them up and go, okay, you're going to go over here, line up with your family. Now we're looking for the S to the second family. Well, there are none. That's all. We're good. So they're good. Check. S to the fourth family. That's these people. So we're going to pick that up and just slide them under here. And we're good. And then the regular old S family, we're good. So I'm going to cross these 2 out. And then we do a little bit, just a little bit of add and subtract. Minus 3 to the S2. Just think of it as, you know, the Williams family. You know, that's all it is. No means name. We're not going to mess around with the S's. 9, positive 9 minus 6 is a positive 3. So we got to put that sign in there of S4 people. And they're good people. They're good people to sit next to. The 5S people are going to come on down. And these people already got used up. And they got sat. And we're done. Now there is one curveball. The one curveball is on this example. If move this over. There we go. If one of the parentheses groups starts with a minus, we got to change that to a plus because it's a wedding. So we got to imagine that this van just pulled up with people coming up and they're all in a bad mood. They were in a negative mood. So we got to change them to a positive mood and we got to flip all their signs. So that's the weird story for all that. So now this becomes negative 6P3. This becomes positive 4 and this becomes negative P4. And now we seat them. Okay, so we're in charge of this wedding. So we're looking for the P3 family, P to the third. Found them. That's them. So I put that here. Oops. Now I'm looking for the number only family. Found them, changed their attitude. We flipped their sign. There we go. So use those 2, and that's a minus. So minus P4 comes, oops, I haven't done the adding yet, my bad. So 5 minus 6 is negative 1. And these would be calculator questions. We want to type that stuff into our calculator. Negative 8 plus 4. We're in the middle of a long GED test. We don't want to mental maths as the calculator tells us that that's minus 4. And then minus P4 comes on down. The one thing that would happen is that 1 would ghost because 1s in algebra tend to disappear. So the answer is negative P3 minus 4 minus P to the fourth. We're at 9 minutes. So now we're going to go over to that monster looking thing over here. I made this up and I even asked math aides to write it in Turkish. So I guess isim means name. Ograta bananan means, I don't know, phone number. So we're going to do number 1. Look at all this stuff.
Oh,
We're right now at 10. So q to the 4th plus q 2q to the 3rd plus 6 minus. All right. Minus means we got to flip the attitude on everybody. We're changing your attitude. We're changing your attitude. You're not coming to this, we're flipping all this stuff around. This is another minus, so we got to change that to a plus. And we're going to change that attitude, change that attitude, change that attitude. All right. Time to make everybody sit at tables, forks, knives, spoons, and we know we're done. So we page all the Q4 family. That's one Q4 family anymore. No, we're good.
no.
Minus 7 Q4. That one is done. Now we're looking for the Q3 family. We got negative 4 Q3 and negative 9 Q3, but that's a big family. So we slide them under here, negative 4 Q3 and negative 9 Q3. Now we look for the number only family. We got them. That's minus 3.
3 go up under 6.
Yep. And then minus or plus 8.
Go up under the,
Sloppy now.
go up under the 3.
And that's it. We got this plus 5Q sitting out here. That's all the people that showed up from the Q family. So, or they were already organized. And now we do careful math. There's a ghost 1 right here. So 1 minus 7. I got $1 and then I lose 7. I'm down $6. But I want my calculator to do the work for me. The family name stays there. We don't do anything with it. The Q4 thing is the last name. So we don't touch it. Then 2 minus 4 minus 9. Don't trust myself. I'm going to use a calculator for sure on that one. Q minus 4 minus 9 is negative 11. And now I have 6 minus 3 plus 8. That's plus 11 from the number only family. And then these people quietly and calmly sit themselves. And we're going to get this wedding going. Now, perfect form, complicated to simple. This would be first, this would be second. We'd probably switch these two terms around. So it would look like plus 5Q. That's like making sure they sit at the right tables. So, but that part's just cosmetics. So when I look at, again, now we're at are we a little past 10 minutes? A little bit past 10 minutes. If you look at the question on the GED practice test there, and hopefully we're doing this video after you took the test. If we look at that, it's just the same kind of problem. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down here to question 2, which is more difficult than the question on the GED test. And I'm going to quietly, without talking. Give this a shot and do it. So if you want to pause the video and try it on your own, try it on your own. So pause it now, because we're going to start solving it now.
First sheet of paper. And let's see. Those ends. 8 and 4 minus 9 plus 3 paper. n minus minus n 30 and here and bring it out, right? Under the 8, right? 30, and then take a 7. Third.
Okay, so this is the walkthrough for that one. We're just looking at families. So the N4 family is the first one we're due, but then I forgot to change the sign here. And I saw that last group pulled up, that last van pulled up to the wedding reception, whatever, and everybody in there was being negative. So everybody needed to get flipped. The 6N3 family, we had to flip that sign. The -5N family, they had to get flipped to being positive. Now, you know, we flip the parentheses positive, but inside we just make the opposite of what they are. So that was that flip right there. So now we get to get that N4 family together. We put them underneath, boom, cross that out. Now we're looking for the number only family. They go right there, cross that out. And N cubed family is right there. And I remember to bring over the sign. That's in the third. And then that's it. So now we start doing whatever the math says. 8 plus 3 is 11. -9 minus 7 is -16. -4 minus 6 is -10. Again, we let the calculator do all the talking. Well, I should have crossed out. I should have crossed out that. Okay, and then this is that. So that comes down plus 5n. So now I'm gonna in the proper order. Most complicated first, simplest last. Only we look at an exact match. The sign travels with the family. So that's the most complicated one. End of the third family is coming up next. So I take the negative with the 10, bring that over there. Next is plus 5n, which is that, and then minus 16. So now I'm going to scroll on down to the answer sheet. I think they got this one. And that.
Looks like you got it right.
Which is that. So.
Okay, don't take it down.
All right.
I'm just writing it down just to see. Now, can you go back up? Oh, okay, yeah, right there. That's fine. Where I can see how you did it.
Oh, let me go up to the original then. Oh, yeah. The original's right. If I can squash this underneath. That's a little sloppy. There we go. Okay, this one, again, I don't know how we are on time on this video, but this looks crazy difficult. But once we see it for what it is, and then get that feeling of being calm inside the test, we're gonna be all right. I'm gonna change my pen to green. Now, if we think about these as shuttle buses moving people from the wedding to the ceremony, wow, that's a great looking shuttle bus, isn't it? Anyway, that's terrible. That's pretty dumb. But
No windows, no nothing.
this is positive. You know, there's invisible, there's not negative. We can tell that. This says that this group of people is positive, but this says, hey, what's ever going on in this group, everybody needs to change. That doesn't mean we're changing everybody positive. We're just going to change everybody's sign. So this goes to positive.
Does go to negative.
9 is positive, so it goes to negative. The 6x is positive, so it goes to negative. And -3 was causing all trouble. He goes to positive. So now we're set. We do forks, knives, spoons, or we get everybody set together. First one we're looking for is the X2 family. So we found this one.
And 9.
You got it, man. Right there. So we just stack them. Now there's a ghost 1 here. I'm going to draw that. 2x2, and here comes the bad handwriting. Minus
It's 9.
9. There we go. Now remember to cross these out so I don't duplicate them.
Cross the 9 out.
Next, we're looking for
Positive 2.
X to the 5th family. And here they are.
The 8.
We found them.
Put it up under there.
8,
8.
X to the 5th.
Ah.
Cross that out.
Mhm.
Next, we're looking for the just a number family. And
There it is, the 6.
here's the kids.
5.
Kids are running around. So +5 and +3. So I use those.
Mhm.
And the one thing I have left is -6. -6x. So you know what? Maybe I'm just going to write that
What
in
about
here
There you go. This
and then cross it out. So everything's been used. Everything's sitting down. Or we got to just, or everything's in place. Now we just got to seed them. We're going to clean up this X. There we go. All right. 1 + 2 is 3. 3 - 9 is -6. X to the 2nd power. -4 + 8 is +4. Again, these would be calculator questions. We'd want to use that stuff because adding and subtracting negative numbers gets aggravating. -7 + 5 + 3 is +1. And then -6 says, don't forget about me. Now, if we have to reorganize this, we go by most complicated to least complicated. I'm going to change my pen color so don't get too sloppy. This is the most complicated. X to the 5th power. Just give me a push. You got a pushy kid. Calm down. So that goes there. And then the next most complicated is this business, and the sign travels. So that one's done. Then 6x, -6x, is the next most complicated. So that one is done. And then here comes the just a number family.
put the outside +1. And that's the answer.
So the word simplify means organize. Forks, knives, spoons, people at a wedding, however you want to say it. But everything's in its drawer. We'll never know what X is. There's no equal sign. There's nothing to solve. And that's what simplify is. So we're going to skip on down. Here we go. There we go. And there we go. So organize a sock drawer for all you clean people out there. I'm not one of them. But the big one, the big thing, and it'll definitely be on the test. There's going to be a bus. You got to flip their attitude. Change this to a positive, and then change all the signs in here. Negative become positive, positive becomes negative. After that, line them up, do the simple math.
Jeff,
You get a very difficult question. Oh.
Jeff, now you only change the end of the numbers and changing those signs, right? Just the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the parenthesis part. So let me clear all this out. That's the power of this parentheses thing. So yeah, that's what they call distributing the negative. If we flip that to a positive, then all these things flip their signs.
Okay, and that's only at the end of these type of questions, right?
Well, it's anything that where there's a negative before the parentheses. There could be a negative before this one, and we'd have to flip all these signs.
Okay, so you said anything that's a negative, that's have to be flipped before. Okay, I got it.
That's the thing that makes that happen. After that, honestly, it is amazing how confusing that can look and how intimidating it can look. And it's really just the last name. That's Smith. This is the Smith family. And that's, you got positive 5 people or whatever. After that, it works nice.
Okay, got you. Thank you.